I did not go fast enough, ladies and gentlemen. We only made it 21 minutes and 43 seconds on the last video before it ran out of storage space and ended the recording. And we were right at the end of living by natural law, going over the 29th verse of the Tao Te Ching in Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, Living the Wisdom of the Tao by Wayne Dyer. We're literally on the last page of the chapter. And so we'll finish it up right here in this part 2 of the 29th verse of the Tao Te Ching, and whatever else the title of the video will be. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hope you're comfortable, and hope we have long enough to finish this last page, because this was a great teaching, and this one is important to me, and I definitely want to finish this here. So what we were cut off in the middle of saying is that Wayne Dyer was saying, it's not what you see around you that keeps you connected to the Tao. It's understanding how this eternal flow works. As Ralph Waldo Emerson put it, by atoms, by trifles, by sots, heaven operates. The needles are nothing. The magnetism is all. Wow, that's deep and powerful there, especially if you know about the electric and magnetic nature of the workings of the universe. And this is why you want to get this book and continue watching this series till its very end. I said last week, I think that there's 88 verses of the Tao Te Ching. There's actually 81, and then there's an epilogue in this book. But, you know, we've got more than half the book to go, as you can see, and it has been a fantastic lesson every week as we dive into these wonderful teachings from not only Lao-tzu, but Dr. Wayne Dyer and his expansions, and then my expansions layered on top of that as well. And why you should get this book, or at least come back to this series, is because at the end of each of these chapters, Wayne Dyer gives a practical way that we can begin to put these recommendations into our lives. And once again, if you missed the first part of this video, or the first part of this 29th verse of the Tao Te Ching, living natural law, living by natural law, then go back and check it out so that this can be applied to that, and then both of these can be applied into your life, and in turn live a higher quality of life, because that's what we're doing here, ladies and gentlemen, on this channel, is we're trying to figure out and then actively implement into our lives the processes that it takes to create the ability to live a higher quality of life, which means more happiness, more abundance, more peace, more comfort, more joy, all of these things, feeling of harmony and completeness. So Wayne Dyer says here, do the Tao now. Find a place where control is all-consuming and relinquish it today. Stifle your inclination to interfere. Remind yourself, as you do so, that there's a time for everything, and you're becoming more adept at observing peacefully rather than taking over. That's something I always say. When you can notice that you're noticing, celebrate, because that is when you are becoming the sage, becoming more adept, becoming an adept. Post this poem by Naomi Long, Madgett, M-A-D-G-E-T-T, where you can read it and be constantly reminded of your desire to live naturally. The poem is titled Woman with a Flower. I wouldn't coax the plant if I were you. Such watchful nurturing may do it harm. Let the soil rest from so much digging, and wait until it's dry before you water it. The leaf's inclined to find its own direction. Give it a chance to seek the sunlight for itself. Much growth is stunted by too careful prodding, too eager tenderness. The things we love, we have to learn to leave alone. That's powerful. And then it has a picture of a little vase. Man, well, I'm glad we did this last little bit. Next week's Do the Tao, Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life, Tuesday Tao, is the 30th verse of the Tao Te Ching. We'll be talking about living without force. And I think that goes perfectly into what was spoken about here today, I think that last paragraph there, that, apply this verse of the Tao Te Ching by creating your personalized statement when you observe things in the world that cause you stress, anxiety, anger, such as crime or hunger or war or, whatever negative things you see in the world. Remember that, yes, there seems to be such a time for such things, and I choose not to remain in the extremes of the resentment and anger and negativity that these things make me feel. And there is also my desire to do something about these circumstances, which is an opposite, a positive to the negative. For as much negative things in the world there is going on, Wayne Dyer has once said, there is as much people, if not more people, that want to change it and make it better. I choose to act on my inner desire. And that feeling of me that wants to change these circumstances is also a part of the natural law unfolding. And my inner desire to rectify these conditions, I will act upon by remaining internally peaceful and avoiding the extremes. I will impact the world in the same loving way that the Tao eternally manifests from love and kindness. And once again, be the change that you want to see in the world. Go out there and be the example. And maybe people will see themselves in the mirror and start to like your reflection a little better. And this has nothing to do with physical appearance. We're talking about how people live their lives and have an impact on the lives of others and the world around them. And that's what we're here to do, ladies and gentlemen, is find the wisdom, the great wisdom of the Tao and the great wisdom of the ages. And that's what we've been doing since this channel started. And I think I've been doing it for longer than that by the research that I've been so fascinated with when this journey started for me almost 10 years ago, maybe longer. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you so much to everyone that spends time here with me, and Dr. Wayne Dyer and Lao-tzu and all the great authors and poets that we read in Wisdom of the Ages on Wednesdays. We do the Tao on Tuesdays. There's a couple Thursdays here and there, but do the Tao whenever, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we're learning it. And, it means a lot to me that you would spend your time here to try to increase your understanding and awareness of the world and the nature of reality so that we can have a greater impact on not only our lives, not only our lives, but the lives of everyone else that we encounter. Especially, no, there is no especiallys. We're talking about everything here, ladies and gentlemen. No particulars. But once again, thank you so much. I appreciate everybody who watches. If you get value, consider subscribing. Smash the like button. And please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. Or even just let me know that you watched, because I really don't know who watches. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, continue to seek to achieve and maintain happiness through enlightenment. Continue to discover and seek to discover the hidden wisdom of the ages. And ladies and gentlemen, make happiness the way in your life, the process that you bring to every day, the way that you operate in your life, not a result that you're seeking. Not a destination that you want to get to one day by doing all these things along the way. Because if happiness is the way that we take with us, then the goal or the destination become irrelevant, and the journey is where it's at. We enjoy life all the way through, and the destination is then just a bonus. I love that little rant. I love it. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I love doing these every Tuesday and Wednesday, and it's a lot of fun, and I hope you get something out of it. I'll be back tomorrow with Wednesday Wisdom to bring your way. I'm excited to see who the author or poet is. It's always a good one. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen.